So perfect. Hi to everyone. How are you? I'm gonna check out now the live stream on the YouTube as well. Just give me some time. So text me in the comments if you hear me well, if you see me, everything is good. And after we're gonna start. So today it's finally the live stream here on the YouTube. So I'm guys really happy to see all of you. We're gonna start step by step. Okay, perfect. I hear myself. Sorry, I was just checking. Here it is. Everything is good. I'm happy to be here with you guys. Very good. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'm really happy to hear it from you. I'm gonna text you also the comment. Hey, and guys, as usual, as the some kind of the tradition, tell me from where you're from. So that's how we can know each other more. Where are you from? Hi, yes, love from Zambia. I see and hear you. Okay, Lisa, love you from Toronto. Thank you so much. Hi, Toronto. And Lisa, how you doing? Greetings from Tanzania. Good day. I'm really good, guys. I have a really good mood today. And because we have such a great week actually, and we have so many trading sessions. For example, yesterday we just had 3, one in VIP Club, one in Premium, and one in the main channel. So it was really productive day yesterday. After I was actually I was not even going out anywhere. Even though now I like to in the evening to go to see the ocean and everything to walk, but I was so actually fulfilled with the work that I just decided to stay home. I was watching Harry Potter. Guys, I love that. I don't know how many times I actually watch it. I even read all of the books so you can understand. I really love to read the books actually. And I'm thinking to read that again, already in English, because it's absolutely crazy story with so many details. I love that. So just recommendation, if you didn't start watching Harry Potter yet on this autumn, it's time to start that. India, now in Ukraine. Okay, perfect. How is it there? Love from Zambia, Egypt, Algeria. So many countries, crazy. Germany. I've never been to Germany. Actually, I always wanted. But still, I don't know. I think now it's not the time to go there, right? Let me know what is the best time to go to Germany. But I still really want to go to Berlin and to see the other cities as well there. I have some friends from Germany as well, so I'm thinking to do that one time. I was actually even learning Germany at some moment. Yeah. But it was actually kind of difficult for me. I don't know. It's not the easiest language, definitely, with all of the pronunciation and everything. So, yeah. But at the same time, it's really beautiful language. I actually love that. The Germany. So yeah, Deutschland, Pakistan, USA. Okay, perfect. Lisa Potter, the Patrician Trader. Thank you so much. What about Mauritius? Never been there. I don't know. Don't know anything that much about that. Come to Jamaica. Maybe. Maybe. Why not? I remember there was a song about the Jamaica when I was a kid or something. And that's how I knew about this country, but never been, and not any of my friends actually. But tell me, how is it there? Go to Stuttgart or Munich? Oh, okay, Stuttgart or Munich, yeah. One of my friends was in Stuttgart recently. She told me it's really nice, but she was not in the best weather there, so I think she would have more emotions if it would be a good weather. Definitely. So now I'm checking the currency pair that we're gonna trade on, when we're gonna start. Here's pretty good actually, downward trend. We can try open here, trade down for 3 minutes while we're here talking. I'm Himal from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, wow, that's nice. I've been traveling a lot around the Asia, but never been to Sri Lanka. This making in Telegram, I remember you. India, I've been to India. That's a surprise, right? But I was there maybe 3 years ago or something. Because it was difficulties with the flights, it was so many layovers, and I accidentally picked the ticket with a layover in India for 24 hours. I think the people that was having a long layovers will understand me. But was because I was coming from Europe to Asia. So yeah, and I decided to go to city. I was in New Delhi, and I was talking to people from India after, and they told me that New Delhi is not the best choice, definitely. For example, Mumbai or some other cities is really nice, but not the New Delhi. And I could understand why. It was so, I don't know, hectic, I think. I was definitely not ready for that. And it was just 1 hour. I was really tired, so I was not enjoying this as much as I wanted, I think. So yeah. Yes, join us for native not learning. Yeah, from DRC Conga. Oh, okay, Conga. Perfect. Can we trade? So guys, on the live streams, we usually don't trade the regular way. Like, I'm not sending you signals or something, because also you need to understand that here on the YouTube, it's pretty big delay, about like 15-20 seconds or something. So it's impossible to follow trades from here. So we're just gonna trade today and talk about trading as well, and also about the strategies. But for now, I'm just talking to all of you. Pollution as well. Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna check the other comments also. India, okay, I see. Kinshasa, I hope I pronounced it right. Jamaica, Mauritius, Albania, Pakistan. Hi from Macedonia. Help, why you need help? Hi, good. Okay. Hi, friend, Virginia. Okay, from Nigeria, Massachusetts, Boston. Wow. Hello, USA. So from Canada, been to Nigeria. Never been to Nigeria, actually. As we can see here, we got some reversal, but it's fine. We're just gonna find some other currency pair here, and I think after we gonna choose the currency pair, the other one, and also the strategy that I'm gonna show you. So yeah, never been to Nigeria. So many guys don't trade on live, but you are a talented trader. Thank you so much. Thank you. For example, like yesterday, like for example, at some days in the main channel, I have a test trading session, and I do it in the form of the live stream on the YouTube. So that's how you can follow trades, and also you can be on the live stream watching how my trades is going. But at the same time, for this, I need to send you the signals in the chat. So that's how it would be no delay. So that's kind of difficult, right? That's kind of different format of that. So yeah. From Philippines, hi, it's me, Mark. Hi, Mark. Okay, 12 forward for Y. German is very interesting. Okay, so hello from Botswana. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about we're gonna change. Is it good to change the strategies after every loss? And I think the answer is pretty predictable already, and of course it's not, because some of the people, for example, they don't close a trade on a plus, they start to change the currency pair also sometimes, even if there is no need. Or for example, they start changing the strategy. Here we're gonna open a trade up for 4 minutes. Time frame I have M2. Time of the expiration is 4 minutes, and the amount of money per trade is $22. This is the half of my deposit. Sorry, not the half, 1% of my deposit. Today I'm kind of, I'm not thinking that clear, I think. I was talking yesterday a lot on the trading session, so that's why. Jamaica, okay, perfect. So many people from so many countries, crazy. I love that. So yeah, and for example, what a lot of the people do. As you remember, on the previous currency pair, we opened a trade and we didn't close the trade in a plus. You will ask me why. I'm gonna show you this trade. So the chart, is this chart? No, it's this chart. So the chart looked like this. So it was the upward trend, then it achieved this resistance level and started going in the downward direction. By the logic, it should go lower to the support level, because here it is. But as we know, support and resistance levels is always changing. Wait, I'm also gonna draw for you the resistance level. So here the support level changed to here, because now we can see a pretty strong already reversal, and it even broke the previous resistance level. But the other resistance level is here, so now maybe the price will achieve this level and after that also reverse, or maybe it will break this level and go even higher. So that's why also like you need to understand that there is no strategy that for 100% will predict the future movement of the chart, or if there is any like some kind of the magic bot or AI or something that will help you to do that, because nobody knows for sure for 100% what's going to be there. Because even with all of the analyzing, with all of the candlestick patterns, the previous movements of the chart, you cannot know it for sure, like for 100%. Always when we make the projection about the next move of the price, we go with the most probable result. So for example here, because now I can see a pretty good reversal in the upward direction, but here is the resistance level, I can say that, okay, for 60-70%, I'm sure that this price will continue growing in the upward direction till at least this level. So for example, for 1 minute or something, I can open a trade up over. Now we can see, for example, it's already breaking the previous resistance level, so it's going still in the upward direction. Also, we need to follow the upward trend, right? Also, we see the two lines of MACDs crossing each other, going up in the same direction. The last pin bars in MACD's green color. Lines is moving in the upward direction, the same with the RSI line. So I'm saying that with the 60-70% probability, the price will go in the upward direction, but 30% that our price will go in the downward direction as it's going now, because it achieved again the previous resistance level and started reversing in a downward direction. But here is not the best situation for this kind of the talkings, but still. So, and as you can see, this is what happened, even though all of the other indicators and the trend was showing us to open a buy trade. But now it's happening, like for example, if you open hinge trade for 1 minute, we will already not close it in the plus. As you can see, it's pretty strong red candle here. On this chart, for example, why I changed also the previous currency pair, because we could see that that trend there changed, and we couldn't risk that much. So that's why it's better to choose the currency pair than to stay on one if you see that the situation is really changed. But if you see that, you know, for example, is the upward trend and you got some correction candles like this, you can still try to open and catch up there, but it all depends on the situation actually. But for at the same time, I recommend to stay mostly on the same currency pair. If you see just a correction candle and that's why you didn't close the trade in a plus, because you have more probability to close the trade in a plus. So here we close it. It was our catch up. Here already we would rather wait to see the reaction of the price, because here we can see the candlestick pattern pin bar is the small body and the upper wick on the candle, showing us indecision of the market and also probable reversal. So because it could mean that the buyers already lost all of their power. So that's why also the buyers cannot break this level. But at the same time, for now, we can see here some green candles and it's still growing and going in the upward direction. So we can try open a trade upward here again. It's just amazing. Wow. Thank you so much. Hi Lisa, hi everyone from Paris. Oh, Paris, I love it. I've been there recently in September. Here we can see, for example, we have some correction, right? But that's why I also took here 4 times, not like 3 or 2. So in case of this correction, our price have a time to reverse in the upward direction. And so we close this trade in a plus. I didn't take a water with me. Oh my God, I'm managing so much every time in the live streams because I talk. So that's why. Hi, I'm MA. Lisa, would we ever try trading in SP 500? What do you mean by that? Hi. So yeah, and yeah, here we got some corrective candle for now. It was not that expected. Yeah, here we saw the candlestick pattern, but at the same time, the upward trend still continues before. But for now, we can see a pretty strong red candle happening on the chart. At the same time, it could be a corrective one, and after our trend will again continue in the upward direction, because it was not actually that long trend, but at the same time we achieved the previous resistance level. So yeah, it could be the start of the pretty strong downward trend. As you can see, it's reversing pretty a lot. So here I would open a trade down, for example, for 3 minutes already, because here's pretty strong and I don't think it's going to be a lot of the corrections. So here we're going to wait, and I'm going to show you some other situations. So as you can see, for example, here on this kind of the charts, I don't recommend to trade because we can see some sideways movement, and on this type of the situation it's really hard to trade because it just volatiles a lot, as you can see. Of course, it can break the support level now, and we can see it also by the indicators, and it can go in the downward direction, and it would be the start of the downward trend. But at the same time here, I don't like a lot of the shadows, like this upper and lower wicks on the candle, small bodies, showing also the indecision of the market. So it's kind of hard to trade in this kind of the currency pairs. So let's check it out something else maybe. Also, like how I choose the chart, right? For example, if we didn't close a trade on some currency pair, and we see that, for example, it start to be some kind of the sideways market, or it's a lot of the volatility or corrections, yeah, this is the time to definitely change this currency pair, not to stay in one, because a lot of people also do a mistake of staying at one currency pair because they think that they don't need to change it, because if they will change it, they need to do all of the analyzing again. But it's better to do all of the analyzing again, guys, than to lose the money. So or for example, just to stop, to relax, to just wait a little bit, and after only continue, because a lot of people is trying to be really fast to close a trade there and there and there, and at some point, boom, they don't close anything, and they stay also at one currency pair, even though it's big volatility, or it's a lot of the corrections, or for example, it's already the trend changed, but you're still opening a trace, for example, in upward direction, but it's already the start of the downward and you still don't see it. So in some kind of the cases, it's better to change the currency pair if you see that it's not going through. So here, as we can see, it fluctuates a little bit. It's really close to around 3 points, but still here is 50 something seconds. Okay, now for example, we're in the plus, we also can open our trace like this, and to see how it's going. Now it's reversing a little bit. As we can see, I opened a catch up already here. Now it's also some corrections in the upward direction already, even though it was a pretty good start of the downwards. So as you can see, it's a bit tricky sometimes, but at the same time, you could always just leave them here for real. Yes. If I'm reading your comment, I think I'm live. It took so long to reply. Remember me? Well, I'm trying to reply everyone, guys, but it's so many people. So I'm trying to reply to everyone as soon as possible. So here we can see it's probably either some corrections or maybe the upward trend will continue now. But definitely this chart is not already moving that nice. So it's pretty hard to work there. So we will try something else. So it would be more interesting and more easy to trade there. Nice call. Hi, Lisa. Hi, everyone. Good job, Lisa. Thank you so much. Thank you. So let's check it out some other currency pairs. Now, actually, the market is still kind of wakes up because by UTC plus 0, it's just 11.26 now. So that's why the market is still a bit sleepy, as we can see here, especially the real market. So that's why we're choosing mostly the OTC now. Of course, I'm always trying to choose the real market mostly, but at some points it's not that easy because the real market at the morning is not the best to trade, definitely. Oh, here's a pretty good one. We can try here for 4 minutes, for example. Pretty good upward trend. I hope it will not finish here and will not reverse from this level, but for now it's going pretty well. As you can see, it's on the MACD, the last pin bars is green color, 2 lines of MACDs crossing each other and going up in the same direction. Also by the RSI, our price is going upward. It still hasn't achieved the overbought zone, as you can see, the level 70, so we still have some potential here. So yeah, and I'm gonna put the chair a bit closer. So yeah, and I will also show you some other indicators that you can use. For example, trading on the short term. For example, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. But if you trade, for example, like 10 minutes or something, It's absolutely different strategies needed. So here, for example, for the long-term trades, you can use the alligator, for example, but we're talking mostly about the short-term trades. So I'm going to show you also the indicators for this. Of course, this moving average is RSI, MACD that I already showed it to you. For the moving average, by the way, on the previous strategy, I was using period of 14 and we changed it to EMA. It's exponential moving average. And on the second one, we also changed the period to 8 and moving average to EMA. Why EMA and not the other one? Because SMA is simple moving average and it's mostly for the longer trades because it smooths the price and giving you more long-term signal, when EMA, exponential moving average, is giving you more sharp signals and more noise, and that's what we need actually. So here we can see, for example, two lines of MACD crossing each other and going up in the same direction. This is a buy signal. And also when we see that our price is above the two moving averages, it's also another buy signal, of course. Texas here, okay, perfect. So yeah, this is one of the indicators that you can use and mix. And of course, we're going to use RSI and MACD together because they're also giving us other signals that the moving average cannot give, because the RSI and MACD is more sensitive indicators than the moving average, for example, because as we can see, moving average is not giving us the signal right away at the start of the reversal. When, for example, at MACD, we already get the reversal here and we can see that there is already green pin bars on the histogram. Two lines of MACD is also crossing each other, going up in the same direction. Also by the RSI, we can see that our price start reversing in the upward direction. So that's how, with a mix of a few indicators, we get all of the indicators and we get the signal the first and not too late. So this is one of the strategy, and the other one also I recommend to use wait a second. For example, Bollinger Bands, pretty good for understanding the range of the price and also to see the oversold and overbought zones. For example, the period you can change to 20 and deviation to 2. So that's how you see the range of the price. If you see that the price is moving by the upper line here, as you can see, it's always touching the upper line. It's definitely the upward trend. When you see that the price is moving by the lower line and touching the third one, that's giving you definitely a sell signal. But at the same time, you need to see at the crossing of the middle line, if we see that the price is crossing, for example, as in this case, the middle line and still moving upward, is pretty strong buy signal. So here we close the trade, guys. Perfect. We can open another trade here, buy also for 4 minutes, because here is still, oh, that was not at the best time. Of course, it would be better if we would have the entry point here. And as we can see now, it's reversed from this level a little bit, but that's why we have a 4 minutes here. I've been watching your videos on your YouTube channel, and there was a lot of the improvement in my trading strategy, all thanks to you, Lee. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really glad that it's helping you, and this is my main goal, to teach you also how to do it, so it would be much more easier for you. How often do you do withdrawal and what percentage of your balance? It depends on the situation, but I try to withdraw every week. Minimum, and sometimes even 2 times in a week. So that's how I see also the results of my work. And it depends also on the situation, how many percentages, because I don't calculate it as you know, I need to withdraw 10% or even 20%, for example. It all depends on how much money I made and from what amount of money I've started. For example, if I started with like $500 and because, for example, we had before the challenges when I just started for $500 and I was trading like this for the whole month. Of course, I was not withdrawing that much because, like, for example, for the first week, I made just $200, $300 of profit, and there's no point of withdrawing it because this is the money that will help me to trade more and to put more amount of money per trade. So that's how I can use the catch-up system more as well. But for example, when it's more than 1,000 or something, yeah, here we already can talk about some withdrawals. But at the same time, I'm actually not a person that, you know, trying to withdraw everything as much as possible, because this is the money I work with, and when I see already really nice result, okay, I can do that. So yeah, but usually it's not that much amounts that I withdraw, you know, like every week. I do buy the small amounts, so that's how I can also have the money on the balance. So for example, like, yeah, maybe something like 20-30% of the balance per week. And that's it, and you just leave it on your balance after you already withdraw everything. So yeah. Now as you can see, it's 1 minute 23 seconds. It's going pretty well. Okay, we got some corrective candle here. I don't like this one. So yeah, the Bollinger Bands is pretty good also for getting the signals, but also need to use it together with the RSI MACD stochastic, for example. So stochastic also pretty good indicator for finding the overbought and oversold zones. So when we see that our two lines of stochastic is above the level 80, that means it's in the oversold zone. But when we see that the lines of the stochastic is crossing each other in the overbought zone and start going in the downward direction, it's a pretty great and strong sell signal. And for example, it's the other kind of the signal when we see that two lines of stochastic is crossing each other in the oversold zone, and they are moving in the upward direction. So that's giving us a buy signal already. I hope you can see the stochastic, not fully. Wait a second. I'm just gonna do it real quick like this, so you can see the stochastic. Yeah, so it's reversed here pretty strongly actually, so it could be the start of the downward trend already. So here we will open a trade for 3 minutes. Now we're in a plus, it's going pretty well. I'm gonna put this currency pair in the favorite so I can see the result right here. So yeah, this is a pretty good setup as well, but at the same time, you need to mostly remember also that you need to use a few indicators just to get the same signal. For example, if from stochastic you have a signal to buy, but from MACD you have a signal to sell, you're not opening a trade, you're just changing a chart, because the really common people's mistake that they don't check it out, the other indicators that they have in their strategy, and they follow just by one indicator, for example. And of course, it's not that great if all of the indicators is giving you a different signal. So that means that something is going on the chart. Maybe it's a mini trend, or maybe it's a sideways market or something else. So it's better to be really careful with that and choose the currency pair where the signal is obvious. So here I'm gonna close all of the indicators for now, and we're gonna check out some others. So also one of the other indicator that I recommend to a lot of the beginners is a zigzag, definitely, because it helps you to identify the trend, because for a lot of the traders it's kind of difficult to do. So for example, how to find support resistance levels, you just look at this ones. You see, it looks like a mountain. So the beginning of the mountain is the support level, and the end of the mountain is the resistance level. So that's how it's going to be easier for you to find it and to understand, right? Let's find it before. So the beginning of the mountain is the support level. The end of the mountain is the resistance level. You see? Here is also the resistance level. Here is the support level. And I see support resistance levels is always changing. Before, the support level was here again. So it was testing a few times. After, the support level, for example, was here, and it was here as well. But the resistance level, for example, was here at this moment. So that's how you're checking it. Wow, that's so beautiful. That's such a good trend. I think a lot of people make the money here because, as you can see, there's a really good upward trend for quite a long time after the same clean downward trend. Wow, it's so easy to find this kind of the situation. As you can see, this is a big mountain. This is literally the Everest. You see? So we have just a few seconds here. It was a catch up. So it's 3, 2, 1. Opa, sorry. And we close here trades in a plus. Okay, perfect. Do you use super trend here? Well, I don't really recommend that too much because it's not the indicator that will give you a lot of the information, and sometimes it's really false. Well, it's just showing you actually the trend as well. When it's just the upward trend, it's giving you a signal to buy. When it's a downward trend, it's giving you a signal to sell. That's it. But as you can see, it's a lot of the fluctuations here. So, and I also need to understand that it's kind of delayed. For example, this is already start of the reversal, right? We can see it pretty clearly, but at the same time, it's still giving us a buy signal, but definitely the price will just go in the downward direction more and more. Or maybe even no, but at the same time, it's not giving you the signal right away. It's giving you a signal only after, because here, yeah, you see it looks like you have the signal right away, but actually it's not like this. And after it just draws the line here after the trend is already formed. So it's not that actually useful as a lot of people think. So, and it could actually make it even worse for you to analyze the market. So I really recommend to use zigzag, for example, for understanding a trend, because it's giving you, you see, it's like not delayed at all. It's already showing you the trend. So that's how you can easily identify it. Then also, for example, a lot of people like fractal, and I don't know why actually, because it's literally like giving you a signal. Like if you see, okay, it's not the best chart actually. For example, like here, if you see the green arrow, that means it's going to be a downward trend, you see. If you see a red arrow, that means it's going to be the upward trend here. But in the reality, all of these arrows is also happens on the chart really late, so you don't have a time to open a trade, and that just draws the arrows on the price after it's already happened, so it's not that nice. Want to be a full-time trader, can please guide me? You can watch my YouTube videos, it's absolutely free, so of course you can just watch them from the start or from the end, actually, it doesn't matter, and they're everything you need to know, definitely. So maybe we're gonna find some other charts. But now the situation on the market, as you can see, it's not that easy, because yeah, just 12 p.m. By the UTC, so it's kind of early. Hello, are you live now? Yes. As you can see, I'm reading your comments, of course. Okay, here's pretty good actually upward trend, so we can try opening here trade in the upward direction for 3 minutes. She's not living on YouTube time reel. What do you mean? She's not living on YouTube time rail. Larry is kind of my today commentator. What is the difference with fractal 2 or 3? I don't recommend to use a fractal at all. You mean what is the difference between period 3 and period 2? Well, as you can see with the period 3, some of the arrows is just disappearing. So the less period, the more signals you have, definitely. The more period, the less signals you have. You see some of the arrows is disappearing here. Wait, I'm gonna do it like this, and you see it appears here when it's 2. So you can decide it all by yourself, but I don't really big fan of the fractal or super trend as well. Also, some of the people like to use OSMA. but actually I recommend to use more MACD indicator definitely, because it's giving you so much more information than the OSMA. OSMA, we can see that all of the pin bars is just one green color, and we can only get a signal here when the price is intersecting the zero level. And here we have so much information, yet it could be more difficult to read that, but at the same time, when you will understand how the MACD works, it's going to be so much easier, because when we trade in the short term, for us it's much more important to have a lot of the noise from the price. So that's how we can get a signals, and that's how we can analyze it more. But OSMA is not giving us that. OSMA is most cooler for the more longer time of the expiration. So yeah. Oh wait, I cannot read your comments. Wait a second. So yeah, here we're waiting. I'm gonna delete these indicators. So yeah, so again, is it good to change every time your strategy after every trade? No, it's better to stick to one strategy and follow it, to learn it from zero and know all of the nuances and details. So that's how it's going to be so much easier for you to work with that. If you, for example, open a trade, you didn't close it in the plus, and you see that it's a lot of the changes in the market, like volatility or a lot of the fluctuations or something else, it's better to change the chart. But if you just got a corrective candle, it's better to stay on the chart and continue opening a trade in the same direction. So that's how you can cover it and open a catch up and close it in the plus. So guys, I think this trade we didn't manage it, but we're gonna really continue soon in the VIP Club channel. Today was the live stream on the YouTube when we just talked with you and discussed all of the important things. Do you change setting of MACD sometime? No. Fibonacci fan, yeah, could be good, but it's not for the beginners. Definitely, I had the video about that. You can learn this more, but this is sometimes not that easy to manage, and so not working for all of the currency pairs. Because again, the analyzing there is kind of detailed and difficult sometimes. So we're gonna continue with you really soon, like in 1 hour, in the VIP Club channel. So guys, I hope you will all join it, and